I said a 6.9 on the frame drop, and I was like, nice. But then I'm like, okay, no. Okay. I'll give it a second. Polly's playing this demo as well. I'm not surprised. We're all going to play this demo. I just feel like streaming tonight, and I'm like, but I want to play this demo, so I'm like, hey, why not? I'm going to combine both things. Because I can. Just give me a second. I'm going to post the tweet elsewhere. Oh. Not that one. I hit the wrong button, so I'm going to do it later. Hey! And this is a cat, right? How's it going? We will see how the stream goes, because I'm already getting dropped, so I think it might be just because I'm doing other things real quick. I'm posting this elsewhere. No, yeah, I just want to make sure that I have it right. I recognize the username from Discord, so I was like, okay, I know who this is. Welcome. We typically stream old video games, but, you know, sometimes I have to stream things just because I feel like it. We've actually been playing through Wild Arms 3 currently, but we've not been doing that. Go make pizza rolls. Bring me some. Shoot, pizza rolls sounds great right now. I have pizza rolls. I got pizza rolls for New Year's. Shoot, I might do that later. Sounds good. I'm just gonna lure. I'm gonna lure a few more people here. There we go. All right, and I'm gonna stop doing that while I lure a few more people here. I'm gonna go ahead and get started on this thing because I'm like, I don't know how long this is. I don't think it's that long of a demo, probably. So we'll see where this goes. I actually know nothing about Ys 9, pretty much. I've been keeping myself pretty out of the loop on all of it, pretty much, except for a couple of pieces of art. I've seen a bit of the character art. That's about it. So, this is going to be kind of fun. We're going to watch me geek out about Ys, because it's one of my favorite series. It's been one of my favorite series before I even liked Falcom as a studio. Ooh. So we'll see how this one goes. Whoa, they got more difficulties than usual. We'll do that for now. I start Ys games typically in hard until it gets too hard for me, and then it's there. Alright, so we got 2 stages here to try out. Clock of Maxima. Dry Moat Ruins. Interesting. Okay. I will go ahead and just play both of these. Looks like this is similar to the Ys 8 demo, where it just gives you like a dungeon or two to explore. Just giving it a little bit. I am playing on Lunatic. Evade, flash move, extra skill. Flash guard, flash move. Nothing is on the back triggers. I might have to change controls. Okay. Oh. Okay. Oh, there's R2. Okay, there's R2. There's our triggers. We work with locations marked by... My excuse for this is to listen to the music. There we go. Give pizza rolls. Awesome. I lured Lili here, so it's all good. Holy crap. Holy crap. Okay, they weren't kidding about the wall running. Oh. Okay. Well, Falcom is very good at taking things that others do, and do it better. I'm doing other control things. I have been playing an action game currently, replaying one, and I'm using triangle. Okay. Wow. And we still have the attack types from the other Ys games, that's okay. Well, it's a demo. We can't have people who are bad at video games die, like me. I killed Bull Girl. You get a good amount of bottles in Ys 8. I'm gonna have to change controls probably later and when I actually play the game. The Ys game control, the Ys 8 had like you could customize controls to whatever you wanted, so that was very, very good. Ooh, I'm liking this track though. I should probably use these. Okay. always weird for me with a camera. 3D camera is always kind of weird to me because, like, I'm used to inverted, but with, like, flight controls for going up and down, but, like, inverted camera sometimes trips me up a little bit. Should be able to run this ball, right? Yeah. They're playing with dungeon design. Yeah. Yeah, I remember when you were playing Ys 8. It's like, I know you get a good amount of bottles in that game. Now, why would I do that? Okay. So I'm just going to appreciate real quick how hot Adol is. As always. It's my thing. Yeah. Look at that boy. Ooh, double jump. I have a double jump for some reason.
An opportune chance to rest.
Alright, what are we dealing with? So, Mandy. Hey, that looks familiar. You have consumed the pizza rolls and you're happy? They're the small ones, right? Because those are good. I like this. Dang. Now let's see. Okay, yep, there's the test. You can use items in battle. That's okay. You're allowed. Ys games before 8. Actually, you can't use items in battle for the typically. It's different for each Ys game. They cannot typically. Like in Ys 8, they couldn't. I bet this one's I bet this one's kind of similar.
Something's there.
Yeah. I don't think they can on E7 either, though. I forget on that one. In Celceta, they can't. Maybe they can Celceta, I forget. Now I forget. I just played Celceta too. There we go. Alright, you two, get over here. But the blunt girl is a, there is one very important piece of information, I think. The blunt girl... I think is what I think she is. So she has blades, okay. And then my boy. Oh, is that it? So yeah, I get 10 minutes in each area, is what that is. That's very close. She does get the big fish. So there was a second area in the demo. So I'm going to play that area as well. I might do it one more time. We'll see. I did have a plan just in case the stream didn't go anymore with the demo. Okay, so there are ruins. There are cute girls. Alright, this already wins.
Finally. Let's take a breather.
Huh. Let's see who are our boys here. Hawk. Probably.
Here I go.
All right.
So there's probably 6 characters, both, you know, each with a, 2 of them share the, different attack types. You can probably get more abilities with the, or you have the, probably higher advantage with, having 2 of the same type. Oh, is it? Oh, it is called Crosshammer. It is cross-shaped. I like him. He can glide. I'm gonna call him Knuckles from now on. He probably does chuckle. I chuckle. Does that mean I'm Knuckles? What is that X for? Oh, shoot, an enemy glide? Well, never mind, then he's not Knuckles. Anybody can glide. That means everyone is Knuckles.
Finally.
Oh, that's right, he does not chuckle. He'd rather flex his muscles. Oh, here we go. Here we go. What boss do we have? No, 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 back. Never mind. No more Ease 9. I'm kidding. Oh, damn it. Oh, damn it. This guy. Oh, there he is. I wouldn't call this shitty. This is a good callback. You know, if there's one enemy that could probably show up in a game that looks like this is the one. This thing's a boss in East 1. It is the most annoying boss in East 1 aside from the final boss. He's also an Origin. Oh, that was... a little bit. You know, I definitely get a Velvet feeling out of Adel. I think you're right. A little bit. There's a little bit of a Velvet. Oh, I beat him. Good. Take that for East 1. See how these dungeons actually are when we get to the game later. Ah, that's what the yellow bar is. Okay. There we go. So, Grandia has a dungeon very similar to like a cliffside ruin like this. I'm getting that vibe here again. But it's a little, it's a different context. There we go. Seems to work pretty well. When I saw Iffy's tweet about something, I was like, oh no, Vagulin's in this, isn't it? That was a, yeah, I was like, oh, I could guess. Like, there's only one East boss I know that gets that specific reaction. Aside from Dark Fact. Blue bandana. Laser. Ooh, that movement. I'm very curious as to what the structure is going to be of this game. What the dungeon structure exactly is. It's a little different from... It feels a little different than Ys 8s, which were still pretty straightforward. This one's a little... This is a little bit more open.
I got this.
My turn.
Switch. Something's there.
Oh, that was it. That's all I get. I get 10 minutes. Well. Be sad. I want more Ys 9. Actually, I might just see... Yeah, Flashguard is good. I'm just curious how this feels. Just gonna... Don't worry about it too much. Just gonna...
An opportune chance to rest.
Ah, so... I don't have that flight gift right now.
Something's there.
Besides Falcon, what am I getting from this? I'm getting a little bit of a Gust feel from this song. Which is a good thing. Gust is good. Atelier and other stuff. That specific
I had a hectic
feeling.
an opportune chance to rest.
Whew, that is a lot of damage. This limit your items, it does not.
I can keep going. I can keep going.
Powerful attack inbound. Brace yourselves.
we go. That was fun. Not sure which one will be more useful yet, Flash Guard or Flash Move for this one. It seems to depend on the game. I mean, both in, like, Easy 8, Flash Guard is really, really good. Like, you can just kind of hammer on that R1 button, and if you hit one, just keep going. Feels good.
I have detected something.
A treasure chest.
I have detected
Yep,
something.
Adel is still voiced by, Kirito. You'll never unhear that now. I know I'm skipping all the enemies, I'm just kind of seeing how far I can get along in this.
Treasure chest located. Finally! Let's take a breather.
Huh, is there another boss? Oh. There's another boss. That's a big dragon. Its head is a... There we go.
I can keep going. I can keep.
Oh, darn. That was bad. Holy crap, she has roller skates. I was distracted by roller skates. Damn it. Dang. I'm regretting putting this on the big difficulty.
I can keep going. Let's go.
It is. That's right, he won't lose. He has an empty bottle. Alright. Bull girl, you got this. Don't disappoint me. Never mind, she disappointed me. Let's try that again. Weakened enemies retry on nightmare mode. What the heck are they doing? We're gonna ruin these. Oh, demo's done. 10-minute time limit on this demo. Come on. There we go. So I am actually, like, very, like, oh boy. I am, very, very happy about this, actually. I am, very interested to see what this game does now. Like, even more. It's like, yeah. This is my price for cowardice. Yeah. That was my price for cowardice. The demo ends. I know. It's a sad ending. So, I have now played the demo of Ys 8 here, and I am like, whoa. Or Ys 9, whatever it's called. I'm like, dang. That was pretty good. You know what? I'm gonna do a hard on that other level real quick. I'm gonna do one more round with the demo. I'm gonna do Dry Moat Ruins this time. Interesting, in this East game we have money, but that makes sense. That'll be fun. I have a feeling that I should like follow up like Monstrum Nox with something like, I don't know, like, hey girl, look, check out my Monstrum Nox or something. I'm like, no, that actually sounds worse. Don't ever say that again.
Wow, a treasure chest. There's something here.
The same thing I did and just run. I'm expecting my ban from Twitch now. Alright. Throw him at me again. Give me Vagulin. boy. Figure it's also GDQ week, so that's the main thing happening on Twitch right now. So I'm good with people not showing up. Watching that. Though right now they were I think what they were doing Skyrim right now, so I'm like, oh, perfect time to stream. Dang. Ah, shoot. There we go. Alright. Gazer things everywhere. Ooh. See, that's a little more freeform than I was expecting. Hooray for Knuckles. For once, he did not chuckle. That's the joke. Knuckles always chuckles.
I think there's something here. I think there's something here.
I will admit, I was expecting, when Ys 9 was announced, I was expecting a different pattern on the Ys, because they've been following a different pattern on the Ys games. They've been doing like a remake of the older Ys games, and like 4 was done, and then 8. So I was actually expecting like an Ys 5 remake. I think a lot of people are still expecting an Ys 5 remake in the style of like a, you know, one of these. I still would not mind. I would actually not mind that, to be honest, either. Confused. Oh, flashcard confused. Yeah. I would be very into an Ys 5 remake. Ys 5 is actually not that bad of a game. For some reason, it has this, it does have this, weird...
Here I go. Let's go.
Like, assumption that it's not good, but it's actually quite good. Crap, where was that? Oh, it's right here. Okay. Like, its main crime is that it looks like a Super Nintendo game. That's kind of the main thing. That is a steel cage with some spikes below it. That's pretty rad, actually. Whoa. I see you. Yeah, I am super into this. I'm super into these enemy design here in this game. I am like this is good. And the environment's very dark. Like it is very. I don't know. It feels like an East. It does look like an East game, but it's also like a very it's a very. It's a different color palette than usual. That's what I'm saying. Goma got an upgrade. It does look like Goma, but I'm like, oh. I remember back when Twilight Princess came, before Twilight Princess came out, I had this fear of like that game's bosses not looking very good. Like they're gonna look like Goma in that game is just like a giant fucking spider. I think Goma in that game is like awful looking. And it's like, yeah, it looks real, but it looks more realistic, but the enemy design is boring. Like I think the dragon in that game is also really boring looking. There are some good bosses in Twilight Princess though. They're just not those two. Whoa! I just dropped the cage. Oh. Damn. All right, boys, get your milk. Never mind. I'm not saying that. It's the year of the ox. Raging Bull here is gonna get some fan art. That's all I'm gonna say. Ah, damn it. Demo ended. Oh, man. I'm... Oh. The Twilight Princess boss fights, I think they're a downgrade from Majora's Mask's. Personally on there, but that's, you know, Majora's Mask's boss fights were ruined also in its own remake, so that's kind of another thing on that one. But I talked about that in the Majora's Mask one. The Yeti fights are really good though. Like, no, that's a really good one. The Yeti fight is great. That's probably the best boss fight. Also, I hate Twilight Princess's final boss, so that's just there. Like, it's not... I mean, it's a good fight, actually. But, like, I also hate it. On principle. But, that's that. Okay, actually, no, that is the best boss fight. That's the best one. Star-Lord is the best boss fight in that game. Just because you get to use the spinner. And the spinner's the best thing. If only it was used in more than, like, 10 minutes outside of the... Actually, not even that. It's like 3 minutes of use. I can think of 2 places in the overworld of Twilight Princess where the spinner's used. Right outside Hyrule Castletown, and also, like, there's a canyon as well with, like, some spinner marks. But, anyway, this is not Twilight Princess. This is Monstrum Nox. And, holy crap. I am even more excited for this. So I'm not done tonight. I figured because it is GDQ and, like, it's not, you know... I figured not many people would be here on there for it. But I will go ahead and do something else. I'm going to switch consoles real quick, though. So I will be right back. Actually, I will respond to that one, Liana, with the Beast Ganon. The Beast Ganon part is my favorite part of that fight. It's everything after it that I despise. Because actually, like, everything after Beast Ganon is where I dislike that fight. Because Beast Ganon's good. So I will be right back, so give me one moment. In the meantime, look at Sega Sasanshiro. Alright, have a good dinner. I am going to continue just for a little bit, just since I'm still streaming. Played the East 9 demo 4 times. Had a good time. I've actually been replaying Trials of Mana. And doing, like, progress in that. Somehow. So I'll be continuing that here. It's East related. It plays like an East game, kind of. Not really. I guess you could make the comparison, but it's not quite. I've switched consoles, if you couldn't tell. I'm now on the Switch. Change the game I'm streaming, can I? Let's see if I can. Oops. I can. There we go. I was just seeing if I could change the title of the game I was playing on stream so people can search it better. So I've been doing a replay of Trials of Mana for the past little bit. I just got the first class changes. I can actually get the second ones now because my level is high enough. Because I've actually been using the Love of Mana skill, which like adds like 300% of EXP earned in battle to the EXP earned in battle for all characters, and that's like broken entirely, but it's also fun. So I'm a little over leveled right now.
Okay, leave it to me.
There we go. Is there a chest over here I missed? Yeah, there is.
I'm on the job.
Do I have the Ferris wheel? Oh, I do. I have to equip it. Okay. There he is. There's that boy. Vuskav. There he is. Look at that beautiful boy. Beautiful, isn't he? So there's Lightbloom Woods. I need to go to... At this point in the game right now, we're at the point where we need to visit 4 locations specifically to get the rest of the elementals that we don't have yet. That's going to be here, here, for water, fire, moon, and wood. So right now it's just telling us to go to either one of those 2 locations. So we'll go ahead and do... we'll do the snow area first. I don't think it matters too much. I'm going to come into it from the north, though. Nope, not there. Hey, Liana, this is Trials of Mana. So I've actually been doing a Trials of Mana replay, like the past 3 days. Like the past couple days, I've just been kind of working at this a little bit while watching Tamper mostly. So what you will see is not reflective of like what a first playthrough would be. This is a New Game Plus. I have like 300 plus EXP added to my EXP earned in battle, so it's yeah, that's very good. I love this particular game.
Look at all the snow. It's so cold. Can we play in the snow before we look for the mana stone?
So let's see. Let's do.
Welcome. Lots of wares to browse.
I was gonna grab what's new.
Nice.
Ooh, exciting.
Good choice. Looks useful.
I will warn ahead of time, the English voice acting for this game in particular is interesting. Oh, she's Charlotte here is particularly special. I chose her for the main character for this replay.
Lots of wares to browse.
Whether that's a good thing or a bad thing, I haven't decided
Good
yet.
choice.
Good work.
Oh, good choice.
I have an eye for quality.
Come again.
In fact, my party here is a interesting combination. That is my party for this playthrough. Sorry, no cute, the two main, Rise and, Angela. I actually used them for my first playthrough. Look from in there. There's the end. What do you say here? That's right.
Welcome.
We'll go at night. Kevin's interesting because he gets a stat boost at night. Yeah, my previous party, I actually used Angela as the main character for the previous playthrough I did. So I did her and Duran because they share a they share a lot of story together, and then Reese was my third. 'Cause I like choosing the characters that share more story together, or at least like more story beats. At least a final boss, because Kevin and Charlotte share a final boss, so I took them both. I saved them both for this one, and Hawkeye is the third. If I do a third actually, when I do a third playthrough, let's just say it. When I do a third playthrough, Hawkeye and Reese will be my two first ones. I don't know if it will be, I don't know who the main character will be yet, though.
We have to get through these fields to find the weapon device. Right?
Cold? Not cold. Probably my beastman blood. I can take it.
Yes, you can, Kevin.
On it.
Okay.
You might notice I'm a little over-leveled. This is why. He's east adjacent, right? I will say this is probably my favorite. This might be my new favorite mana game. Like entirely. Haven't quite decided yet. Because Legend is really good, and is very different as well. This is a remake of the Mana game I'd probably consider to be my favorite anyway. And I think this remake is, I think, better than the original game. And not really because the original game doesn't play very well, because it does. It's just the original game is... Its only issue I think I may have with it, like, mostly, is its slow menus. And magic's a little wonky in the original Mana 3. Magic's useful, but it's also kind of wonky in how it whenever you use magic in the original this game's original game and Secret of Mana, everything stops when you use magic, which I don't think people like as much in their action RPGs, though. Secret of Mana and the original Trials of Mana are sort of like turn-based RPGs wearing a action RPG skin. Anyway, especially Secret of Mana. Trials of Mana sort of becomes more of an action RPG. It's still pretty... It's still... I think they're both interesting. I used to not like Secret of Mana as much. Like, I had changed my mind on it. Like, no, Secret of Mana is not very good. And then I replayed it and I was like, oh no, I like this game again. Well, I don't know. I don't know what my opinion on Secret of Mana is anymore. I need an excuse to replay Evermore, though. So either Square Enix re-release Evermore, or I'll do it myself. Yeah, it does. That is the main thing that has that's the main thing that's changed between this and the original game. Area of effect markers. You can dodge enemy attacks in this one. Enemy attacks just happen onto you in the original game, which I think bothers a lot of people.
No more enemies. Not until next time.
You can prepare for enemy encounters. They don't happen just right on the map as you get on there. There's a lot of just little quality of life things in this remake. Like, besides the fact that it's a completely different game gameplay-wise, that is just really good. Like, of the 3 Mana remakes alone, it's the best one. This is Square Enix using Unreal 4. They used Unreal 4 for Dragon Quest XI, which this game and Dragon Quest XI sort of have a very similar idea as to how they should look. They should look like the original source materials for those games, as much as possible.
Dangerous.
So it doesn't surprise me too much. All the models and everything look wonderful. They look like the sprites from the original version of this game. It's so good. I love this. I love this game. There's a reason why this showed up on my top 10 games of the year last year. Aside from the only thing I could say, like, the voice acting is not good. I don't think it is, but it is a cast of people who are new. So, like, even if the voice acting isn't quite that great, it's also different from the usual voice acting circles of cast. So it's also refreshing. It's like, even it, and it's also fun. There's some fun voice acting moments. we're about to come to the boss here. It does have optional Japanese voice acting, but even with the Japanese voice acting, it's kind of stilted. It's hard to tell if you're not... I think it's hard to tell, like, as not a native speaker, I can probably not tell, but... it also sounds kind of weird, too. I don't know if that's just the case of it. I'm not sure what exactly the reason why that is. But yeah, it does have a Japanese voices if you need those. But then you don't get you don't get the beautiful decision that is Charlotte. The beautiful localization decision that is Charlotte. All right, speaking of cutscenes, here we go.
I remember. That night was near Gust Hall.
Cease your toil. The Mana Stones will be activated and the portal to the Sanctuary of Mana will be opened. No matter what. The Mana Sword will belong to the Dragon Lord.
Oh, didn't we explore some of these things in Storm's Wait, yeah. Hold on. Is that Walking Knight from Altaina 2?
Darkshine Knight's just rad. There we go. Shields are off. Darkshine Knight's just like straight up rad. He's probably one of the best looking villains in this game. I'll spoil a little bit. You don't fight. You never fight him on Charlotte's route, but you do in Angela's route. He is a major villain in Angela's route. So if you want more of him, you pick Angela as your main character. That's all I'm saying. Use that. There's an excuse to replay this game like 3 times. Like, if you really, like, it's good. It's available in 2 ways. You know, it's available on the Mana Collection as well, but it's the original version of the game on there. But even that, I think even that's worth playing. But this is the better. Like, I think this remake is very. Like, I think it's better than the original version. He's gonna self-destruct. Party, get out of the way. Death. It's my first death in this game. Out of the way, Kevin. There we go. Love those robots. Mana! Hey, Onyx. How's it going?
The Mana Stone is nearby. I can feel the elemental's presence. Let's hurry!
You don't like Kevin? Kevin's alright. I don't use Kevin very often when I play this. I play through the original game, but Kevin's good here. Kevin's alright. So I got so much EXP because I'm playing a New Game Plus. New Game Plus, you get a choice to have a 300 plus, 300% plus boost to the earned EXP that you get in battle. So typically, you'll actually be matching the enemy's levels at this point.
The Mana Stone is giving off energy. Hang on. That Dark Knight might be onto something. Hear me out, okay? We just have to wait for them to open the portal to the sanctuary. Then we can sneak in and take the sword of mana ourselves. What, Fairy? No. We can't let them release the mana energy like this. It drains it from the world faster. Even if it opens the portal, it'll permanently wither the mana tree. The more energy that's released, the more it'll weaken the mana power everywhere. If this continues, it might even weaken the seals on the Benevodons. The seals could reach their breaking point. We must find the elementals before the forces of evil release all the mana energy. Then we can open the portal and secure the sword. Please understand. Oh, sorry. I got it. I just
I
want
get
you
a,
to know how dire the situation is.
That line just reminded me of
But-
Conker's Bad Fur Day.
We can do this.
Just reminded me of Conker.
Oh my.
Undine,
The fairy's good.
you're
I love it.
fine. Are you
I
hurt?
love this game's dub.
No, no. You're on such a noble quest. I was just so moved. Do pardon me. With mana getting weaker, I've been so quick to tears lately.
Hey, Undine, how's it going?
Have no fear. I will gladly lend my power to your cause. Happy to make all of your acquaintances.
Hey, Undine, how's it going?
Let's go find the next Mana Stone.
You know what happens.
So much ice. Next time we come, I will make shaved ice.
Good job, Kevin.
Who is switching classes?
I think we can. Alright.
Try to switch your class.
Yeah, you can reset classes if you want to. Yeah. Hawkeye is the character who's been a little weakened in the remake. Though honestly, outfit-wise, there's only one choice. It's Nightblade. But let's see. once you go like dark with him in the original, he's really good. But in the but as kind of playing through the game, he struggles a bit. Yeah, this game here, you can beat it with anybody. You can beat whatever combination you really want to. But the original game's tough. Like it's a game you want to kind of break as much as you want. Yeah, it did. Dark is typically how you want to handle him. Do I have the other items for the characters yet?
Who is switching
I grabbed a
classes?
couple of them already because I had some items saved.
Try to switch your class.
So if you're playing this, I did a playthrough of this game with Angela as my main character, and I had a very good time. Do I have both? I guess I do. Let's see. Darks are typically more interesting, but let's see what we get. Well, just from this look, Warlock does seem like the better one, but I also like a challenge. Which one's the cuter outfit? That's the real judge. They're both pretty cute. The challenge, Onyx, is that her as the main character means that she's the most prominent voice in the game. You know what? I'm actually gonna have to go with... I might have to go with Dark. You know what? I'm doing Warlock. There we go. Let's see. Oh, don't do that. Evil does win again. But let's check Kev. I don't think I have Kevin's items yet. I think I lucked out and got both items for the character here, but new combo on AAAX, yeah. I know.
Who is switching classes? Try to switch your class.
I don't know what items I have here. If I even have them. I may not be able to switch this class yet. Okay, yeah, no, I can't do Divine Fist. I can do Warrior Monk, though. Okay. It's not telling you the qualifications on here, but the qualifications is that you need to be at least level 38 to do this class change, and you have to have the item for the class change as well. That item is a, you get that from item seeds. Specific item seeds that you get in the game. So, I had some from the earlier, so I went ahead and got the items. I was gonna do Warrior Monk anyway, so. We're good. Kevin can already heal, but I think it lets Kevin heal more. Than he can already do. Now there is one more class for each character, but that's not until after you beat the main game. But there is a fourth class for every character. It's only one. There's only one class choice for it, though. It's not light or dark. So yo,
On it.
Okay, leave it to me.
there we go. We're all dark. Actually, I think light dark. I think Kevin is light dark. Yeah. I should probably use those points that I've built up now. I've been holding off on leveling up training points, so I didn't know it was available yet. So real quick, I've got like 20 points for some characters, so I should probably do that real quick. Where is Super Sense? Who's that? Yeah, you get Healing Light Plus now. Alright. Reese, Charlotte, Kevin, for the original. That's 2 main physical fighters and a healer. That's probably good. I'd make either Kevin or Charlotte your main character in that one. For the extra stories, for just the, you know, extra story stuff in that one. If you use that party, but, you know, it's whatever you want. You can use Reese as the main character as well. It just, you know, it just changes what final boss that is, of course. And what kind of end game looks like for you is just a little bit different. Reese, Hawkeye, Kevin, I would... I would actually not... I would not do that party for first time. See, Reese, Kevin, and Duran. You're saving Angela for the remake. So what I would actually recommend doing then, for your main character, if you do the original game, I recommend Duran as your main character. For the first game, for the original game. If it's your first time playing that game. That sounds like a boring choice, I know, but he's basically like a knight, which pretty much gives you whatever you want there. You don't have to use Angela with him, so you can pick somebody else. Like, Duran and Reese are pretty good with each other. Like, Duran, Reese, and Hawkeye are that might be an alright party. Or like, Duran, Charlotte, and Reese might be good too. And that's also like if you make, if you get healing magic, also Duran can also use healing magic. I was looking for something specific here. Stand up. And I'm gonna use... You're not interested in Kevin or Hawkeye? I think if you're limiting yourself there, I think you'll be fine if you make, like, Duran your main character. Angela's actually paired really good with Duran, but if you don't want to use Angela yet, Reese is also good, and, like, Duran, Reese, and Charlotte are probably pretty good. Yeah, I would say play Duran MC instead. No. There we go.
I'm on the job.
Okay, leave it to me.
Yeah. Yeah, Reese and Hawk have the harder final boss. So it's more of a... Although really, they're not too much different from each other. So like, if you want to do it, you know, if you want to do kind of what you want to do, you go for what you want. Yeah.
One down. No more enemies. Not until next time.
Yeah, I think if you reach the end anyway, I think you'll be fine.
No time.
Just know it's a tough game. Oh, I think this remake looks beautiful. Like, I think this is a, this is probably, like, my favorite looking, remake. It does have lock-on. I'm just not using it very much. But yeah, I love this. I love how this game looks. Yeah, it does have lock-on. I'm just not using it.
Getting stronger.
It's the right stick to lock on. Which is what I was doing for the Ease 9 demo. Exactly this one.
Stronger than ever.
Yeah, there's lock on. I'm just, you know, lazy. Oh, we gotta go desert next.
Dangerous.
I'm getting good at this.
Where am I going? Okay.
Menace.
Gotta run.
Defeat it.
I'm level 45. I'm already ready to. I'm already at like level to fight Benevolons. We're fine. I could take off this ability, but then I'm like, you know what? Then I have to actually work hard. And I've already played through this game. I'm just having fun. I was having fun before. So Onyx, I did see that you were having issues with a Mega Man game. Mega Man 0 to be exact, I saw. Now, Mega Man 0 is... You're farming right now as we speak. Oh no, you're doing that. I like that game a lot. Oh god, that sounds like suffering. But I did a replay earlier last year, before the lockdowns actually, and right when the game came out, I started Mega Man 0. Yeah, I think you do have to do that. I think you do have to have a completed file to do New Game Plus. No, yeah, you'd have to do you'd have to do New Game Plus, or after beating the game. I didn't do much. I did a little bit, I think, just at the very beginning of the game. When I did it, just to kind of get a little bit up, because I think I only used an extender for life, and I think it's the only Cyber Elf I used. Aside from the very end of the game, I decided to use 2 to heal.
I'll lead the way. My home is in these parts, so I know the area.
Alright, we have a turtle. It's actually a Kappa. He's cute. Vuskov. Gotcha. Like I said, my main tip is I don't like using the saber very much in Mega Man Zero. Buster is better. I like the Buster more in Mega Man Zero. Some might call me a square for using the Buster, but I don't care. I'm making awesome shots. I'm making better shots. That is true. I do like sub-elves. Wait, where am I going? Yeah, I don't even like level up the saber enough to get even the jump slash then at all. Charge shot and the triple rod is my other tool of destruction. Boomerang is great. The shield boomerang is great. It's a shield. That's its main function. It's less about the boomerang and more about the shield. It helps. I can think of like maybe a couple situations where it does help to have a shield. But my main loadout typically in that game is a Buster as my main weapon and triple rod as my alternate. But or switch him if I need him. If I'm using triple rod a lot, I'll switch him. The triple rod is sad. It's not in other games.
I think I'm shriveling up. I can't search under these hot conditions. How about I wait for you somewhere nicer?
Yeah, Charlotte. Alright, I need to go further because Liana Weiss does have to see Isabel. Or Isabella.
Welcome. Lots of
Belladonna.
browse. Again.
Kevin's odd, but Charlotte's just a bundle of fun. I like Charlotte. We're gonna tempt fate. I think we have to fight Bill and Ben again. Burning Sands.
Is Firewood Gorge somewhere in this desert?
There are some dangerous monsters out here. Watch where you step.
So if I remember right, this dungeon is like over way down here. Yeah. Try and jump it. I can't.
We'll work together. Can't run.
Those bear traps are fun.
Could have won alone.
They're yeah, there's something. That's alright. Oh, I loved Mega Man Zero. It is I have a top 5 of Mega Man games, and Mega Man Zero is up
Gotta
there.
get this news in. No time.
Like, it's surprising to see how much like the original Devil May Cry that game is.
See that?
I definitely feel the same energy off of Mega Man Zero as I do Devil May Cry. PS2, you know, the original game.
Gotta get this nuisance out of the way before we can go. No time for this.
No time for this. I'm just kind of speeding through this area. Just kind of the focus on how retrying sort of works, the
This one is so annoying.
difficulty of it, the precision required for some of the stuff in Mega Man Zero. I will admit, I don't think the game plays very well on a Game Boy, on an actual Game Boy Advance. Like, I need a different controller to play the game, which might be a little bit of a detriment, but it's not so bad. You can customize the controls really well on the 3DS, on the DS version of that, and you can customize the controls pretty well on the collection. Like, I need to set dash to my A button. That's how I work. I know people like it on L, but like, I don't get it. I can't dash that way.
Okay, leave it to me.
Oh, that's right. Belladonna has the cute girl. And Bill and Ben are here too. Okay.
Jessica!
Hawkeye! Stay back!
Ouch!
Ugh. I lifted your curse. Now show some gratitude and prove your usefulness. Bill, Ben. I believe you have a score to settle. This is your last chance.
Yes, ma'am! Wait! Jessica! Get out of my way, Bill! Ben!
You'll have to face us.
We won't go easy on you like last time. Behold this dark power that Belladonna has given us.
That's what I thought, Liana.
Snap out of it. We were friends. Don't you remember? Bill? Ben?
Let's get it done, Ben.
On it!
It's okay, we'll see her again.
Evil fusion! I can't get those two to snap out of it. You lost for good? What a waste of time. Don't think so. What's this? Fire!
Yes, she is very evil. She is extremely evil. I can call her probably the most evil character in this game, maybe.
Don't move! Don't move!
Resist all of that? Okay, I didn't know.
Don't move.
We'll see her again. We'll see Belladonna again. There we go.
No. Why did it have to come to this? Belladonna ruined everything.
That's right, she did.
What could Belladonna be doing here anyway?
Gee, I wonder.
Is she after the Mana Stones too?
There's a Mana Stone.
Is she after the Mana Stones too?
I don't care what's up Belladonna's sleeve. I just need to save Jessica.
She is a boss of the Hawkeye route, yeah. I replayed the line because it was in the middle, because I went to a menu of some kind while it was playing, and that's why I replayed. Ooh, we're in a good dungeon. This is a great dungeon. We go deeper in here later. I love this track. Yeah, we go that way later.
This one's so annoying.
Let's move! This is strength!
You wish you never crossed paths with us.
Missing my big attack so I can... Ow. More tomato men.
That's how it's done.
When we come back to this place later, the boss is actually kind of a hard one.
Make no mistake, I'm stronger.
Don't blow it. Got
It's a bit zoomed in. Actually, the camera felt a little too out for me. Like, when I was starting to play this game. It's mostly hitting walls. That's why.
One down. Will not lose. Ever.
You know, I don't even know. I typically don't even get the sub-tank in Mega Man Zero. I forget. That's one of those, I look it up on mmhp.net, and then I'm like, okay, there's my answer. That's my Mega Man resource.
And with that, peace has returned.
The only Mega Man resource I trust is mmhp.net. Alfred Jackson, okay. There you go.
Not too bad. That was the last of them. Don't get too comfortable, though.
I'd have to remember. I'd have to actually look it up. Hey, June. How's it going, June?
So hot. Fiery gorge.
Just woke up. Nice. Ah, there we go.
Watch it.
Oh, they're over there. They're having fun.
Watch it. I'm on the job.
That one. Okay, leave it to me.
This ought to help.
Kevin's already in the fire. Poor Kevin. Alright. Yeah. So yeah, June, we played the Eve 9 demo. I played the Eve 9 demo 4 times, and I'm like incredibly down for it already. So I very much cannot wait for that. I'll be playing that on my own. I'm not gonna like stream it or anything unless I just do it randomly or something. But the Eve 9 demo, I played on screen here. It was really good. So then after that, I just went to Trials of Mana because I've been just playing it off and on here recently. Doing my doing a new game plus file on Trials of Mana here. Using my incredible party decision combination of Charlotte, Kevin, and Hawkeye. We are highly overleveled right now, but we are having a good time. Which is the way to be, honestly. I don't think there's another boss here. Those are my other files. Cutscene. Hey, Liana, more Belladonna coming up.
Stop right there.
Come no further. Unless you want me to throw her into the flames.
No!
It's great. Love it.
There are more of you? Oh, this is not over yet!
Oh, Nikolai followed. Apparently Nikolai's here.
Niccolo!
Niccolo.
You saved us! How does Jessica look?
She's unconscious. We mustn't leave her in this weakened state for long. Jessica is cursed no more, but she's been wearing Belladonna's choker at death so long, her body and soul are both at their limits. I'll take her back to the Oasis indeed, but you should go after Belladonna right now. She wants the Meowna Stone. You have to hurry.
That's right. Oh, she's just over here. Okay.
Behold! This is the pure energy the Mana Stones hold within.
That's true. Niccolo is very good in Legend.
I lifted the girl's curse so I might sacrifice her life to break the Mana Stone seal and bring us closer to the sanctuary. But you foiled that plan. Luckily, I used the souls of Bill and Ben in place of hers. Thank you for defeating and providing me an alternative. We are one step closer to the sanctuary. All hail his dark majesty!
Oh no! She's released the energy from the stone! Now we know that Belladonna is trying to open the portal, just like the Altanans. Everyone is after Sword. Things could hardly be worse. If Sword of Mana falls into evil hands, Mana Tree will die. Mana power will disappear. Then the Benevolence will be released. We cannot let that happen. We have to find the elementals, open the portal before the enemy does. We need that sword.
I hear you. That lady would have used up the fire zone. Take me with you. Then we can all make her pay. She's gonna get.
I love this game's dub.
Glad to see you fired up.
It's a fun one.
You ain't seen nothing yet.
So the pre-rendered backgrounds of Saga Frontier are just they're just images, made.
Try there. Many beastmen in the forest.
They're just made, from after rendering, it's just an instant image, basically. So it could probably work for those, for the the more hand-painted backgrounds of that. I don't know what would happen with the pixel art though. It might be it might be sort of a Grandia kind of look. If that's the case. And I say Grandia look, I mean the Grandia HD collection, the Grandia HD. It might be kind of weird, but we'll see. I'm very curious as to how that Saga Frontier port's gonna, that Saga Frontier remaster's gonna be, because that game is very good. It is a very rough game. Watching people go into that is gonna be weird. Yeah, they did the smoothing for each asset, which is basically having to go into each asset and smooth it, which is why there were some assets that were not smoothed out and some that were. Yeah. My one thing with the with Saga Frontier though is that that's gonna be a rough game for people to actually like, jump into. Like, I wonder what the perception on that's gonna be, because that game is wild. I love it. Like, I think it's fantastic, but it's a wild game. I'm not a huge fan of smoothing either. So, like, I prefer it not being there. Like, if it has to be for Grandia, I can get used to it, but I typically don't mess with it with any emulation.
I'm on the job.
Okay. Leave it. It's me.
It's less that Saga Frontier's long. It's a
Watch out for the enemy.
it's not really like long. It's a it's just paced differently. You can pace it however you want, which is kind of a weird, might be kind of wild for some people. I think if they start with like Red or Amelia, I think they're probably good. The first playthrough I did of that game ever was with Red, and I had a great time with it on that one.
Of course.
T260, like when I did that Red playthrough, it took me like a good 20 hours to do that playthrough. But doing like my next playthrough with like T260 was 6 hours. Yeah, blue is like the magic system. Oh man, I'm wondering what that's gonna be. So I know where that goes. I know where blue's story goes. It's different. Well, not different. It's just it just abruptly ends. So I'm curious as to how that one's gonna turn out. If they're gonna add anything else to like blue's story. Okay, yes, where Rogue story goes, but you know, I don't want to spoil that. It's a good moment. That's a good moment. I've not even done Blue's story, and like I know that moment. Unfortunately, I'm like, oh. But I've used Rogue a lot in the other stories, so. Just curious. This place. We won't. I don't have to go here yet. Yeah, I'll probably grab the remaster when it comes out, because Saga Frontier is my favorite. Is probably my favorite Saga game that I've played. That and the very first one on Game Boy are like the two that I like. But yeah, it's a game that does require a little bit of assistance, a little bit of push in the right direction. I actually have the strategy guide too. The strategy guide is helpful, but it's also not at the same time. Like it's very vague, which is, I think, good for that type of game. Like it pushes you in a direction to start looking. Loot is a special, and Ricky is also something.
See you around.
Dangerous.
Water.
You can't run.
I'm getting good at this.
Do not fuck with lava slimes. This is there. I'll explain one thing. There's a town in Saga Frontier called Omi, where you go to. It's like the very peaceful, calming town with a mansion at the top of the hill. Inside that mansion, though, is a bunch of hidden passages underneath a base in the basement, with a whole bunch of monsters in there. There's a kraken down there.
Okay.
There's a kraken that just shows up. Fighting that you fight that kraken a lot if you explore Omi a lot. That's what I want. Like Onyx, how many times have you fought that kraken? I've fought that kraken a lot.
Try and catch me.
Oh, it's a big kraken. Like it's a. It's like a large kraken. Oh. Omi's like my favorite track, like music track in the game, so I'm there all the time. The big monsters of Final Fantasy X, yeah. I think you spend a lot of time in Kurong because it's the main city of the game. Like Kurong is the central hub of Saga Frontier because every port, that's like where you connect for like every port. Strike, yeah, but Kurong is like the main hub of like everything else. That's Amelia's main hub for sure because that's where her organization that she joins is based out of. That's the bar, whose name I forget right now. Lisa, my wife, is there. Who's only playable in some stories, but when she is playable, it's a treat. That's right. Lisa is an easy character to get DSC with, basically. I want Lisa to DSC me. Does that make any sense? That probably makes no sense in context, but you know, out of context, but like in context, yeah, you want it. I've gotten DSC a couple times. Yeah, it's air throw, suplex, giant swing, slide, and then I've gotten it a few times. I gotta think about it. Like I somehow got Amelia and Lisa to have DSC. Because Amelia is secretly better at fists than she is at everything else.
Can you take us to Duskmoon Forest? Would it please?
The hero said to beware of the beastman's strength. Be ready to make a speedy retreat if necessary.
Yeah, as long as you have it there, you're good. Isn't he beautiful? I love Vuskov. Vuskov is great. Yeah, Amelia is kind of an all-rounder anyway, so like if you want to do guns with her, go for it. Like I did with the red playthrough. I did. I think Duskmoon is over here. So you go get loot, go get thunder, and then you're good. You ever think how Saga Frontier is the best cyberpunk game? It is the absolute best cyberpunk game. It is like more cyberpunk than like most things that think they're cyberpunk. Corinne, Corinne I've gotten.
Lived here, but they aren't doing any harm.
Yeah.
The townsfolk seem friendly at least. the townsfolk seem friendly at least. Not all beastmen are the same. I think I just took conclusions about them.
That's true. Yeah, time magic is only really has a little bit of use if you're blue, pretty much, or rogue, I guess. Because no other character can really master can master time magic. Like, you can get it, but you can't, like, get anything. Yeah, racism is just cured. Congrats, everyone. I think weapon upgrades are now. Let me see. Yeah. We're talking about other Square Enix game, other SquareSoft games, Saga Frontier, which is very good.
Welcome, Somewhere to Browse.
Oh, it's our. I'm taking this stuff.
Nice.
Oh, good choice.
Ooh, exciting!
Oh, good choice.
Lex is full.
Yeah, you can get the base spells, but you can't. You can't learn magic until you have the gift for it.
Welcome,
So you earn that
Somewhere to
gift.
Browse.
Use this.
Good work.
I have an eye for quality. Come again.
And then if you have the gift for one, you can't have the other one. The shopkeepers always have the best dance. Like the mana shopkeepers all dance. They're all great. Hey, Sunday, how's it going? Yeah, this is one of my favorite games of last year. Like this is like hands down, like I love it. It is my favorite remake of the Mana remakes, I think. It is my it might be my favorite Mana game actually, but I haven't decided that yet. I'll do a little bit more here. We'll fight the Beastmen here.
Welcome.
It is very low. Oh, is she Claire? Okay. Interesting. I picked up the RE2 remake for cheap, so I will. I think I'll probably do that at some point. That's like a fun stream because I'm not used to horror games very much, and you might all enjoy me being scared and like being like really wild and like doing it. I might. After Wild Arms 3, yeah, of course. Which I'm not doing Wild Arms 3 tonight. I'll do it next. I'll probably do it next time I stream. We do it to finish that. Oh, is Wild Arms 1 gonna be on GDQ? Oh, I can't stay up that late, but I might think about putting it on while I sleep.
Where would this
Wild Arms
forest
1,
with the Monstrum be hiding?
Angry beastmen in the forest.
Speedruns are
Humans
actually pretty
should
good.
Be careful.
Like Wild Arms 1 is a good speedrun. From what every time I see it, it's usually pretty good. Game after next. What's on currently?
Okay.
I think I have the schedule up, but I don't have it. I might be able to see it here. Oh, let's see. Wild Arms is at 1:08 a.m. I'm seeing actually. Though it might be a different. They might have adjusted the schedule actually. Oh, now it's saying like 2:09. Okay. Mortal Shell is also on there too, which I've never heard of.
Dangerous.
Yeah, one. Yeah, I probably won't be up that late.
No more enemies.
Not till next time.
Gotcha. I've already found little cactus in places, so I can't find little cactus. I haven't found him everywhere though. He's still in places.
All of us together.
Is it? In this game, no, you just find him in places, and then he smiles happily, and then he leaves. But he marks your little map, and you get bonuses based on how many times you find little cactus. The game encourages you to find little cactus, which honestly, every game should encourage you to find little cactus. Little cactus. I've been tempted on Hades several times in the last bit. To be honest, I'm not a huge Supergiant fan, so I'm not even sure why, but I'm like, Hades does look pretty good, actually, I will admit. I'm not even like a big roguelike fan. There are roguelikes that I do like, and they're mostly Chunsoft games. There's if we're talking other.
Watch out for the enemy.
Shoot the bullet. However, you know what roguelike did come out on Switch recently. That's really good. It's Shiren the Wanderer. Tower of Fate in the shoot, I can't remember the name. It's Shiren 5. Is he damaging? That's what's going on. Okay. I get it.
Aw, is it over?
Shiren the Wanderer, oh, I can't remember the title. I can't remember the full subtitle. Oh no, now I feel fake. I was about to recommend a Vita port to everybody. It's Shiren the Wanderer 5. I see it over there, but the pen's too small. I can't read it. It's a long subtitle. Tower of Fortune and the Dice of Fate. That's it. That game's cool. If you like the mystery dungeon games, yeah, that's a really good one. I like the mystery dungeon games, but I actually haven't played like any of the Pokemon ones. Shiren the Wanderer has like the coolest hat. Good hat, good ferret too. Chart Moon Tower. We'll come back here later. This is a big dungeon later. we've got story. You know, I actually have to play that.
You had no chance of defeating me!
Oh, that was satisfying. Oh, don't bother with those pesky Altanans. I'll take care of this mess. Ludger, please do return to the palace. Yum, yum. What a veritable feast of souls for me today. Oh, delicious, delicious. I'd love to gobble them both up.
Ooh.
But I suppose I must send one off to the masked mage. Our stores have run low after all. We need many more souls to perform the forbidden magic if we intend to open the portal to the Sanctuary of Mana. Can't let my master know I'm taking my own share of the spoils.
Gourmand? Yeah. Gourmand is good. He's a...
Oh, if it isn't the no-good Prince of Herolia. Have you returned home so soon?
Lies! You lied! Said I could bring Carl back to life!
Fool! You are the one who fell for the falsehood. Such an innocent soul. You must taste sublime.
This guy's actually
I'm so
our villain
glad
for
I
this
turned that
playthrough.
wolf pup Carl
One of them.
against you.
Can't move!
I think you'll be my midnight snack. Shall I finish you off, just like your friend Carl? Finish you off in one go.
Stop it!
Have you no manners? Can you not see you're interrupting my meal?
Ah! You! You are the weirdo who stole Heath away! Where is he? Where did you send him? Give him back right now, you! You meanie!
Ouch.
Ah! Where did this pipsqueak come from? Oh, wait. You were that twerp hanging around that fellow from Wendell. He's fine, dear.
Huh? Then where is he?
Well, by fine, I mean we've poisoned him with dark energy. Now he works for my master, Masked Mage, as the evil priest tainted soul. Oh, I just knew he had potential. Now tainted soul is second only to me in power at my master's court, Mirage Palace.
No! That can't be true! Not Heath! No!
I don't have time for crying babies. You can join the princeling in my belly.
Wait! I'll take care of them. I thought I saw that half-beast-man traitor Kevin in the forest. I am not letting him get away from me!
Lovely! Be my guest.
Alright, here we go. This is a, oh, by the way, Onyx, if you're playing this game, this is a hard boss in the original game.
Why help the villains? King's orders are more important. Can't be.
You aren't worth my breath or time. Not a weak, half-human traitor to his brethren like you.
Yes, you still fight this if you don't use Kevin. Kevin there is, that. He's not moonsabering this, is he? No, he's moonsabering himself. Okay. You're not typically this level for this point in the game. I'm just doing New Game Plus fun.
Just you wait.
There we go.
Ludger?
Kevin, I always hated you. Born a prince and specially trained in hand-to-hand combat by the king himself since you were young.
Ludger?
I wanted the king to teach me what he taught you so badly. I loathed you and your good fortune. In the end, I was just another beast guard. Nothing more. No matter how hard I wished. You hated fighting. All that talent wasted. I couldn't forgive it. You had everything I wanted. You didn't even care. I wasn't gonna lose to such a worthless prince. And yet...
Ludger, you are strong. Strong enough to be king. The same as me.
Thanks, Kevin. Just keep getting stronger. Maybe in my next life, I'll be able to defeat you. Don't you dare lose before then.
A little down there on the VA, but that's alright. Oh, hey, it's Luna.
You're Luna! The elemental of the moon, right?
Yes. I've been waiting for your arrival. I will grant you my power.
Luna! Help Ludger! Please!
I'm afraid all I can do is grant his final wish. The only way to save him is to give him another chance in his next life. He will now be reincarnated.
What? The baby is Ludger?
just gonna leave this baby in the forest.
Yes. He will grow big and strong, and one day come to challenge you again.
Okay. Baby Ludger. I'll wait. Challenge me anytime.
It's gonna leave this baby in the forest.
Is he going to be
Okay,
okay
good.
in the forest all alone?
I forgot Fairy does bring it up.
He's just a baby.
I love it.
Oh. Babies are raised in the wild. The forest creatures take care of them until they are grown. Don't worry.
Beastman like, oh no, we raise all of our
Safe.
babies in the forest.
It is the Beastman way.
Okay.
Where's the man?
Guy's just like, okay.
The Moonstone is on the first floor of this tower. Mages from Altena came to try and activate its power, but Ludger and his guards managed to protect it. Then it's still inactive. But that weirdo Gormon from before is in the tower now. That queef is going down! He took Heath away!
Agreed. Gormond is evil. We fight him together.
It's so strange to see the Moonstone just sitting here in the middle of the tower. I'm pretty sure this stone is the reason why it's always night in the surrounding forest. Okay, so where's that creepy Mimi from before? He better give me back Heath, or else. That man was pure evil. I felt it. But I don't feel anything right now. He must have left. I would be able to tell if he was still nearby.
Hmm.
Where is Mwash Powers anyway? If that meanie gets the mana sword first, does that mean Heath will be gone for good? No! I won't let that happen. Heath would never become tainted soul. I'll get the sword of mana and save him myself. We still have to look for Dryad, the wood elemental. The hero king suggested we ask the Elfin Elder. So, we should go to the hidden elf kingdom of Yore. It's in Lipbloom Woods.
Hey y'all, can I go to the Hidden Elf Kingdom? I want to go to the Hidden Elf Kingdom. I'm going to the Hidden Elf Kingdom. I was thinking about stopping stream here soon, but I'm going to go to the Hidden Elf Kingdom first. I forgot that's next. I'm going to the Elf Kingdom. Also, I should probably bring this up. Charlotte here is an elf.
I'm on the job.
She is an elf girl. Just to let y'all know.
On it.
Okay, leave it to me.
Anyway, yeah, Cyber Elves in Mega Man Zero, yeah, they are, dark. I'm not... Why am I banned? Nah, it's not a twist. I think it says that she's an elf, but it's a, I think it says she's an elf, but, you know, she's got big poofy hair. She's also 15, but, you know, let's... There you go. Character ages. They said her age in this stuff. I was like, oh, wow. She's 15. Alright. Well, the thing with elves is that they're much older than they look, than they seem. some reason. Typically, they live for a long time. Like 100.
Getting stronger.
I don't know. I never actually determined an age for chorus, to be honest, and I'm not going to.
Watch out for the enemy.
I feel like any answer I give to that might make people angry. No. It might make myself angry. That's why I just do chorus art the way I do. And this chorus game. Fuck. $283. That might work. That one might work. I don't know yet, though. I'll have to think about it. 420. How old is Chorus Oatmeal? She either has really bad luck or really good luck, depending on your thoughts on the matter. Yeah, of course, Oatmeal. That's her full name. I'm gonna type it out, actually. Hold on, there's a little spelling on that. That's the spelling.
Only the Woodstone West now. We gotta go to Wamboom Woods.
Nearly all elementals found.
Okay, so the reason why her name is Chorus Oatmeal is that I posted her image on Twitter. I told everybody just to give me some names for this elf. Holly gave me the name Oatmeal, and someone else gave me the name Chorus. Someone said like Corin or like something like that. So I'm like, Chorus Oatmeal. There we go. So it's actually, it is Polly's fault that her name is also Oatmeal, but you know. I was like, yeah, that's perfect. The strongest name ever. It's pretty good. I'm not very good with names, so that's why I have other people do it for me. We need Luna to get through here, so that's why we had to do that.
These plants are Dusk Moon Vine. My powers can unseal the path.
I pressed the A button. It probably skipped over a thing. You can speed through the thing pretty fast. The text if you want to.
Gotta get this out of the way before we go.
Used to dream of witches.
You'll wish you never. Okay, leave it to me.
Ah, Phantom's cool. All of the ex-Guardians are cool. In Zero, they're like the coolest set of villains. My favorite's probably Fenrir, but I also like Harpuya. I mean, everybody likes Harpuya.
This is spring.
If you're doing Phantom, are you on the bomb mission then? the bomb mission's really fun if you're on that one. I'm going this way.
I was born here, in Ramboom Wood. The secret is the flowers. At night, follow those to get to Dior.
That's right.
Bye.
Yeah, Protect Factory. Yeah, that's the one on top. Yeah, that mission. Ah, that mission's fun. That mission's so neat, because you can beat Phantom and then leave the mission if you want to. But, complete the mission is actually not that bad. It's not that bad of a mission to complete.
Training's real healthy.
Gotta get this nuisance out of the way before we can go. We'll work together, everyone.
That's right. This is one of those. I did this puzzle in Silas.
Leave it to me, rookie.
No time.
It was literally follow the red flowers.
Got this.
Or the pink, the certain color of flowers. There we go. Now we're in elf. There the elves. Found the elves. I'm gonna go look at the cute elves. We're not even talking to her. I think it does, yeah. Yeah, you'll be fine if you do the if you're doing that. They don't talk to outsiders, so we talk to the elder first before we get anything out of them. Elf girl. Angry elf girl.
Charlotte, is that really you?
Who are you?
Probably.
You do not remember. You were very young when you were taken to Wendell. I should not be surprised.
Are you the Elfin Elder?
How did you get here? I hope that nothing dire has happened to His Eminence, Priest of Light. In truth, I cannot imagine he would allow you to travel this far without reason.
Elder! Please. We need your help.
Oh, you are the ones chosen by Fairy herself.
When the Priest of Light put up a barrier to protect Holy City Wendell, he used forbidden magic. It came with a terrible curse. Now he has fallen to an incurable illness.
I see. I did not think I would ever hear tell of the Priest of Light again. It must be Laron and Shayla's will from the world beyond.
Papa and Mama?
Yes, my child. Dividing their families caused Laron and Shayla much pain. Humans and elves are forbidden to marry. His Eminence and I were against the union, afraid that it would shorten their lifespans. But their love was more important to them than our laws. Shayla left Dior and eloped with Laron. Once I saw their happiness, I reluctantly relented. After a time, they had you, Charlotte. Though they departed this world thereafter, your parents did not regret their decision. To assuage his guilty conscience for abandoning his son, His Eminence swore to raise you, his granddaughter, in Laron's place. That is when you left Dior for the Temple of Light. And to avoid future tragedy, I sealed Dior away from humans. We two agreed that only elves would know where to find this settlement.
Papa! Mama!
Leave her be. Regarding the issue of His Eminence's illness, I'm afraid that there is nothing I can do with the mana of the world so depleted.
In the end, sounds like our only hope is to get the Sword of Mana and ask the Goddess of Mana to heal him.
Fairy is helping us. We're trying to open the sanctuary portal, looking for elementals. Where is the Woodstone? Do you know?
There is a mana statue in the northwest of Lamploom Woods. If you borrow Luna's moon powers at night, the Lamplooms should let you through.
Oh, Charlotte!
I know. Grandpa and Heath would laugh at how dumb I'm being. We gotta get that mana sword so I can save Heath and Grandpa. Until then, I won't cry anymore. I won't. I'm doing fine. Really. Now let's go find the best elemental. Thanks for everything, Mr. Elder.
You have grown so much, Charlotte. Best of luck.
She has. Alright. Mega Man Zero does not have the best localization when it comes to some of the menu stuff. But if I remember right, Which one is that? I'd have to look at it. Toten? Give me 1 second. I can actually look that up for you, like what exactly that means. Yeah. So what that does is it creates shields over spiked areas in the game. Is what that does. Yep. Night, Liana. We're about done here anyway, too. So, yep. Good night. I think, because I think next is just Lamplighter Woods. In fact, I'll probably go ahead and stop here soon once I find a inn to save at. No, I don't think it's permanent. I think it's just for that one area that you use it in. I know, there's stuff you want to not do in that game. Never try to complete that game 100%. Though I think all your elves, like in your New Game Plus, all your elves stack. So like, well, not stack, but you keep like all the elves that you've saved the whole time.
Welcome.
I'll go ahead and save here and stop. The 100% route is beating that game over and over and over and over again and never using an elf. Alright. Well, look at that party. That's a good party. Kevin's happy. Alright, well, this was kind of just a relaxed stream. Just kind of keeping, you know... Just, you know, kind of a relaxed stream. GDQ is on right now, so, you know, people might be watching that instead. But I'll probably do Wild Arms 3 next time I stream. Just to, you know, keep going there on that. But I just wanted to kind of relax tonight. Play that East 9. Have an excuse to play that East 9 demo. And also play some Trials of Mana, because I've been playing that. But thank you all very much for coming out and just chilling for a little while, because it's been fun. And listening to Onyx try to play Mega Man Zero. It's great. And yeah, I love this game. Like, this Trials of Mana is one of my favorite games that came out last year. So, like, it's a remake of a game I already liked, and just the remake actually, like, being better than the original game is just wild to me. I think, even if the voice acting is a little wonky, but I think it's still, you know, it's serviceable. And it's not as bad as, like, Summon Night 6 dub. That's, you know, that's neither here nor there, though. That dub is fun. Yep, but thank you very much, and hope you all have a good rest of the day, or rest of the evening. And, take care. Here's a course oatmeal for you.